LEX 18 Sports Zone Saturday.
To a couple of absolute monster high school football games in Mount Sterling tonight. It's the 53rd annual Recreation Bowl. The matchups only got better tonight. This is defending state 2A champs Boyle County and Breathitt County. The Rebels ramming it right down Breathitt's throat. Quarterback Jeff Dugans fakes the handoff and runs right up the middle for a 12-yard scoring run. Second quarter action. The Rebs airing it out. Dugans deep. Matt Miller's on the other end making the snag. He runs in for the easy touch. At last check, Boyle County was leading this one by a score of 42-0. We skip over.
It's a new course record at Valhalla set by a guy not named Tiger. It's football on Saturday, played by guys not yet in college.
Sports Spectrum is brought to you by Frank Shoe Chevrolet, Buick, Pontiac, Olds, and Geo in Georgetown, and Frank Shoe Pontiac, Buick, GMC Trucks, Jeep Eagle in Richmond.
Down to Mount Sterling for the Recreation Bowl, Boyle versus Breathitt, and it was Eric Shelton and Brian Station taking it all into the stand. First quarter, Boyle QB Jeff Duggins on the keeper, the defending state champs on top, 7-0. Still in the first, Rebels with the football, and Adam Tammy will get the call. He'll get the ball, and he'll get the running room. Watch him take it to the house. Boyle up 14-0. They just weren't going to catch it. In the second quarter, it was Duggins again. This time he would go up top to Matt Miller. This play covered 38 yards. Touchdown gave the Rebels a 21-0 lead. Chuck Smith's ball club picking up where they left off. 56-0 Rebs just starting the fourth quarter.
The Boyle County Rebels are expecting big things this year, which is really saying something since they're coming off an undefeated season and their first state championship. They open with what's supposed to be a stiff test right off the bat, the pass-happy Breathitt County Bobcats. Let's go to Montgomery County for this one, where in the early going, this is Jeff Duggins of Boyle County finding Matt Miller for the long ball, a 38-yard touchdown that puts the Rebs up 21-0. Then it's Matt Quinn powering his way in from just a short distance out, and already the Rebs go up 28-0. But Duggins and the Rebels were not done this time. He will go to the air again, rolls out, and finds Jacob Tammy for the touchdown. That made it 35-0, and right now the Rebs are crushing their way, 63-0 to score right now.
Good evening. Welcome to the LEX 18 High School Sports Zone. I'm Alan Cutler with my partner,
Ryan Lemon, partner in crime this week.
Yeah, really. Ryan, after what happened last year, there's a whole lot of interest in the Boyle County out Southwestern matchup.
Southwestern came within 1 point of beating Boyle County last year.
And we all know that Boyle went on to not only win the state championship, but they have the longest current winning streak in the state at 16 in a row, plus they won last week 69-8. Let's pick it up. We go to Southwestern, and it was Boyle County D hounding the Warriors quarterbacks all night long. Matt Quinn, he's a good one, and 1 on 8 on the night for the Rebels. This kid can play all over the field. Boyle doing it in the air as well. Jacob Tammy airs it out for the completion, and how about this? Rebels roll 44-14.
In Somerset tonight, it's Boyle County playing at Pulaski Southwestern. Boyle County quarterback Jeff Dugans launches one perfectly placed for Matt Miller, and he strolls in. It is 7-0 Rebels. More from Boyle. Taylor Begley splitting the uprights. This from 46 yards out. Boyle County on top, 10-0. Rebels still rolling. Matt Quinn punches it over from 5 yards out. Southwestern's offense stuffed at the line by a swarm of Rebels. Travis Lefew, the big hit man right here. And it would be that way all night long for Southwestern. Boyle County rolls. The final in this one is 44-14.
Good evening and welcome to another exciting edition of the LEX 18 High School Sports Zone. I'm Ryan Lemon.
And I'm Alan Cutler. You know, they've got the longest winning streak in the state.
17 games, and the scary thing is, they might be better than last year when they won it all.
That's incredible. It's Danville and Boyle. It's a war. Chris Devoto has our game report.
This was anything but a typical game. Emotions at full throttle and every resident in the 40422 zip code in the stands. After a 7-0 lead, Boyle County enters the zone and never looks back. Catch of the night. Jeff Duggins across the middle to Boomer Johnson. He snags it with one hand, and despite the serious pop from Danville, makes it count. Revs up 14-0. They go into the locker room with a dizzying 24-0 lead.
I knew that the cornerbacks were all around, but I had to keep focused on the ball, so I just made the snag. Jeff delivered.
Second half, Danville tries to put something together, but they get flattened. Late in the third, this play wouldn't help. Duggins doing the giving, Jacob Tammy the receiving. 25 yards to the corner, revs up 34-0. And the black and gold would go on to add 13 more. They shut them down and shut them out. Boyle County ups the streak to 18 straight. Rebs win over the Admirals 47-0.
You know, you've got friends on both sides of the ball. You know, you've known since you were little kids, and you know, your parents go way back with each other. You know, and it's kind of just a bragging right for, you know, over the winter time.
Both teams get fired up. Our boys came out tonight, and I was proud of the way they just took it to them and came away with a win.
Chuck Smith said this would be the first time his players would have their character tested. They passed and got an A+. 3 games into the season, looks like Boyle County may need to make room for another state championship sign. In Danville, Chris Devoto for the LEX 18 High School Sports Zone.
Welcome back in. In recent years, football has exploded in popularity, but in Boyle County, it's not just an overnight thing. Danville, a longtime power, Boyle County, the defending state champs. Tonight, the two meeting in their annual showdown. Jeff Franklin has this week's Friday Night Spotlight.
It was the debut of Boyle County's newly remodeled stadium. 2 weeks ago, they weren't sure if they would even have bleachers, but the seats weren't even warm when the Rebels jumped out to a 24-0 zip halftime lead. They added that in the second half when Jeff Duggins hit Jacob Tammy on this 25-yard TD pass, one of 4 TD passes for Duggins on the night. After a Boyle field goal, making it 34-0, one of 4 field goals by Taylor Begley, Matt Quinn takes it in from 16 yards out. Boyle County wins it in a romp, 47-0, thanks to 7 Admiral turnovers. Meanwhile, in Lancaster, Garrett County hosting Lincoln.
Now, in Boyle County, it was another barnyard brawl, Boyle County and Danville. For years, Danville dominated the county. Then last year, Boyle went undefeated, including a victory over the Admirals. So how about the rendition this year? Well, first of all, we've got Boyle County with the football. Jeff Duggins to Boomer Johnson. That's going to be a 4-yard touchdown. Boyle County leads 21-0. Next Danville possession, the Admirals trying a fake punt. They should have tried something else because the pass is incomplete. And Boyle County capitalizes. Taylor Begley kicks the field goal, one of 4 field goals for him on the night. Boyle County leads 24-0 at halftime. Third quarter, Duggins to Jacob Tammy on the bomb. Pretty shot there. Catch, 25-yard touchdown, 34-0. Boyle County continues to roll. The Rebels, well, you don't have a big lead without some play from your defense. The crushing hit by Matt Quinn. He also plays running back, but he's just a great linebacker, too. Quinn also, I mentioned, playing running back. There he is, 16-yard touchdown run. Boom. Final, 47-0. Boyle County crushes Danville by 47 points. It's good. We've never beat Danville on our home field, and we've never shut Danville out. So, you know, we worked hard, and we got a good defense, and we shut them out. We've got a lot of people out here, you know, we've got to come through for, and we focused all week and had good practice, so we just came through tonight. Tell you, Boyle County's something good.
Good evening. Welcome to the LEX 18 High School Sports Zone. I'm Alan Cutler.
And I'm Ryan Lemon. Now, the defending 2A state champs, Boyle County, they're also undefeated at 3-0, trying to make it 2 straight undefeated seasons.
And you know, Ryan, they're not just beating people, they're blowing them away to the home of the Hogs. Harrodsburg is hosting, but Boyle is up 34-7. We pick it up on the 1-yard line. Harrodsburg, Boyle Casey McCoy brings down Mark Dunn. Safety time, 36-7 Boyle. Still in the third, Chris Webb hands off to Matt Quinn. 25 yards later, it is 43-7 Boyle. Now, Harrisburg would add a nice 25-yard Patrick Buggy's, a nice one, to James East TD, but Boyle rolls 57-13.
What's to say, Boyle County wins?
57-13.
There you go, a lot better.
From one of the top teams in Class 4A to one of the best in AA, Boyle County is not only the defending state champs, but the Rebels are coming off a huge win over Danville. Chuck Smith's club looking to extend its winning streak to 19 games, but it's Harrodsburg that gets on the board first. Patrick Bugg to Mark Dunn. He finds running room, and he is off. Turns the corner, 38 yards in all. The Hogs on top, 7-0. But Boyle County right back down the field. Jeff Duggins, play action. Keeps to the near side, gets in 13 yards for the score. It's 7-7. And after a Harrodsburg turnover gives the Rebels good field position, Duggins makes good on it, finding Boomer Johnson open across the middle, 14 yards in the score. Boyle County with a huge win, 57-13. But the big news, quarterback Jeff Duggins ejected tonight after one of his wide receivers leaves the game with an injury. Duggins obviously not happy at what happened. He'll have to sit out next week's game when the Rebels face Owen County. His backup also injured in that game. Boyle County's #1 team in Class 2A. Glasgow is 2. Right behind them comes Lexington Catholic. Now,
anybody stop the juggernaut we call Boyle County. The defending 2A state champions are currently riding an 18-game winning streak, and they lead the state in scoring at over 54 points a game. Tonight, the Rebels hosting Owen County at their new and improved stadium. We pick it up late in the ball game, and sophomore Jeremy Brummett, the fourth-team quarterback, scores on the 2-yard plunge, and Boyle County wins their 19th in a row, taking this one 57-0. To get tuned up for next week's showdown at Lexington Catholic.
thank you, Jeff. Over at Boyle County, a week before that showdown with Lexington Catholic, the Rebels playing without quarterback Jeff Duggins, who was serving a 1-game suspension. Rebels giving their fans a lot to cheer about, like on the reverse. Bartley Cloud goes in for the score, making it 7-0. Later in the first, Matt Quinn punches it in from 1, making it 14-0 Boyle. And then in the second, how about a little special teams play? Boyle back to punt, but Owen, Scotty Young, can't hang on. Boyle County recovers, and you know what that leads to. A few plays later, Quinn punches it in again. That makes it 21-0. As Boyle County goes on to shut out Owen County big, 57-0.
Although Danville played that game in Versailles, there was high school football going on in Danville as Boyle County High School played Owen County there. Coach Chuck Smith's biggest challenge has been keeping his kids from getting too big for their britches. They've been that good this season. First time Boyle has the ball, Boomer Johnson runs it in, 6 yards, 6 points. All right, next time, Boyle County. This time Matt Quinn gets the carry, pounds it in from 1 yard out, 14-0, and there is much rejoicing. After an Owen County fumble, the Rebels have it again. Guess what? Matt Quinn again. Touchdown again. Boyle County rolls again, this time 57-0 over Owen County.
Good evening, everybody. A matchup tonight of #1 and #2. Boyle County, the defending state champ, ranked #1 in the state. Rebels in town to take on second-ranked Lexington Catholic. 7-7 second quarter. Catholic punting the ball, snapped over Chris Hillenmeyer's head, kicks it out of the end zone, 9-7 Rebels. Boyle on the attack just before the half. Jeff Duggins up top. He was looking for Matt Miller. It's picked off Jacob Carney. It was 9-7 at halftime. Third quarter, Boyle driving. Duggins finds Miller on the slant, 10-yard scoring pass. Rebels go up 16-7 after 3. Fourth quarter, the Knights come back. Jacob Doss to the air. He hits Clay Wolford, who goes free and 56 yards to the end zone. 16-14 Boyle County. Catholic gets the ball back, and on 4th down and 8, last-ditch effort by Doss. He tucks it. He is brought down a yard short. Boyle County runs out the clock, and what a win tonight, 16-14 over Catholic.
Hello and welcome to Friday Night Fever, where no matter what the weather, the football is always hot. Our game of the week takes us to Lexington Catholic. The Knights are unbeaten, but hosting last season's 2A state champion, the unbeaten Rebels of Boyle County. Andy Klotz now with the story on this heated rivalry.
The Knights came out looking to avenge last year's 2-game sweep, and they led it 7-0 until Jeff Duggins brought the Rebels back. This 15-yard run set up a Matt Quinn touchdown that tied the game at 7 apiece. A safety gave the Rebels a 9-7 lead at the half. That's when we added one more finalist to our News Channel 36 Pirates Field Goal Challenge. In the third, Boyle County extended its lead on a 10-yard touchdown from Duggins to Matt Miller. 16-7 Rebels. But the Knights weren't done. In the fourth, Jacob Doss looked to his #1 weapon, and Clay Wolford pulled it in. He then raced down the sideline for a 56-yard touchdown that closed the gap to 16-14. Faced with 4th and 8 with 3 minutes left, Doss tried to scramble for the first down, but Casey McCoy tackled him short, and the Rebels preserved a 2-point win.
But I'm really tired.
That was a hard-hitting game all the way around, wasn't it, Matt?
Oh, yeah, I mean, that's just our type of play. I mean, we always want to go into the game playing physical. It's a great win coming out here and beating Lexington Catholic on their home field, and they got a good team this year. They're a whole lot more balanced team. Instead of last year, they just come out and threw the ball every time. We really struggled offense. We never really hit our rhythm, and once again, I attribute a lot of that to them. They're a great defensive ball club. The coaching staff does a tremendous job, and they do such a good job offensively keeping you off the field.
We needed a game like this. We needed to play in a tough war, a battle like we did tonight, in a hostile, away game type of thing, and we needed it, and to come away with the win is just icing on the cake.
Chuck Smith told his ball club after the game that this means two things. They have character, but that they're not as good as everybody's been telling them. So it gives him a little something to work on as the season continues. From Lexington Catholic, Andy Klotz, News Channel 36, on your side.
They did play games outside of Lexington. One of them at Boyle County. The Rebels had a close game last week, beating Lexington Catholic by just 2 points. That gave them a 21-game winning streak. Most of the games not nearly that close. Trying to make it 22 straight tonight. Chuck Smith's team playing Mercer County. There's Coach Smith. Boyle County leads at 7-0 when Mercer tries to pass. Matt Quinn says you should have tried something else when he intercepts the pass. So Matt Quinn there on defense with a nice run back. And in a moment, Matt Quinn on offense, taking the handoff, scooting outside. Watch the stiff arm here. Puts it right on the guy's face. It's probably not legal, but anyway, they didn't call it. 45 yards for a touchdown. 14-0 Boyle County leads. Later, Matt Quinn again, but from closer in, he scores to make it 21-0 and set off the fireworks again. There were a lot of them as Boyle County wins the game.
Welcome to this Thursday night edition of the LEX 18 High School Sports Zone.
Well, the biggest debate in Kentucky didn't happen down in Danville tonight, but it does involve Boyle County. The question is, can anybody beat the Boyle County Rebels? Coming off last year's undefeated 2A state championship season, the Rebels have now reeled off 22 wins in a row. Boyle County at West Jessamine tonight, looking to go 23 straight. The opening kickoff for Boyle County, that's Matt Miller. He's taking the ball, and he is their #1 candidate. Shakes one defender, gone. 90 yards later, 7-0 Boyle County. And there's more politicking to come from the Rebels. Second period, leading 21-zip. Boyle's Jeff Duggins makes it look easy. Going in 10 yards untouched, 28-0. Still in a second, Duggins goes through the air to Matt Miller. I told you, he's their ¡1 candidate, 16 yards, a touchdown. Junior kicker Taylor Begley would add a 48-yard field goal as Boyle County goes on to beat West Jessamine 67-14.
Unbeaten Boyle County hosting West Jessamine. This is the opening kickoff of the game. Boyle County's Matt Miller takes it back at about the 12-yard line, and here he goes. He proceeds to bring it all the way back. About an 88-yard return to give Boyle County the lead. Only 13 seconds into the game. Still first quarter. Boyle quarterback Jeff Duggins on the keeper, and he takes off. Duggins going 30 yards down to the West Jessamine 26-yard line. And a couple of plays later, Boyle County gets it in the end zone. Matt Quinn going over from 3 yards out. This one was all Boyle County. Rebels win their 8th straight without a loss tonight.
Thursday night, not Friday night, and football.
Yes, you still have to go to work tomorrow.
I'm still shocked.
So you got to come in tomorrow, but yes, and not everybody in Danville had their eyes glued to the vice presidential debate going on there tonight. Some spent the evening in Nicholasville watching their boys from Boyle County play West Jessamine in high school football. The Rebels trying to win their 23rd straight game. Showing off the defense as Travis Lephew crushes Montez Graves for a loss. Now Boyle County on offense. Jeff Duggins fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, hurdles into the end zone. 21-0. Boyle County leads. Next time the Rebels have it, Duggins does hand off. Matt Quinn rambles 10 yards for the touchdown. 28-0 there, 67-13 the final. Boyle County rolls along.
Good evening and welcome to the LEX 18 High School Sports Zone. Along with Alan Cutler, I'm Ryan Lemon.
Thank you, Krista. You know they are so good. People in Boyle County could be talking about this team 30 years from now. Boyle County trying to make it 25 in a row on the road at Garrett. Boyle on its first drive of the game. They'll say, hey, we'll get on the board with a little TD action. Duggins to Boomer Johnson. Check it out. And then it'll be pickoff time. An interception by Casey McCoy, and that would give the Rebels offense the ball back. From there, this guy's been playing there forever. Matt Quinn says, I am a man, takes it in the end zone from the 4. Boyle goes up 68-0. Ladies and gentlemen, they win 73-30.
Now, Boyle County, mentioned them, they had won 24 games in a row, and as I mentioned at 6, the games have not been close. The Rebels winning by an average margin of 48 points, and that includes the Lexington Catholic game that Boyle only won by 2. Boyle County playing Garrett County tonight. Boyle County with the ball. Jeff Duggins hits Boomer Johnson for this touchdown pass. 7-0 Boyle County. Matt Quinn now going to get the carry. He crashes in from 4 yards out. 14-0. We're getting the theme of this one early. Garrett County trying to punt. Oops, so the guy will throw it, and it's intercepted by Travis Lephew, and he goes in 16 yards for, yes, the touchdown. 21-0 Boyle County. Garrett County trying to throw, and this time again should have tried something else. Casey McCoy picks off his second pass of the game. He runs this one back. He will be stopped at the 1-yard line, but Boyle County scores on the next play to lead 28-0, and Boyle County goes on to win that one big.
Good evening and welcome to this playoff edition of the LEX 18 High School Sports Zone. I'm Ryan Lemon.
And I'm Alan Cutler. Will we see a lot of blowouts like we always do in round number 1?
Boyle County expecting their remarkable win streak to go to 26 in a row, hosting Fleming County, up 36-0 when Casey McCoy delivers the slobber knocker in the Fleming backfield for a 3-yard loss. Jeff Duggins, he then goes up top to Boomer Johnson, touchdown, 6 yards out. Everyone happy tonight in Boyle County as the Rebels roll 59-12. That's now 26 in a row.
Thank you, Jeff. Last season, Boyle County ended a dream ride by winning a 2A state title. The Rebels haven't lost since. Tonight, Boyle County officially opening defense of that championship, hosting Fleming County. Chuck Smith's team efficient early, scoring 29 points in a 6-minute first quarter span. Second period, Jeff Duggins with all day to throw, finding Robbie Bonks in the flat. He starts fighting for the end zone and will not go down. 28 yards for the score, 36-0 Rebels. Fleming County tried everything. Brad Price looking for running room on the reverse, but there's Casey McCoy to blow it up. That led to another Boyle County scoring drive. Jeff Duggins hooking up with Boomer Johnson on the roll, 6 yards out. That makes it 43-0 at the half. Fleming's touchdown, the only opposing points scored at Boyle County so far this season. 59-6 is the final.
Good evening and welcome to another playoff edition of the LAX 18 High School Sports Zone. Now this next team, they don't just beat people, they blow them away. Boyle County, #1 in the state in scoring at 56 points a game, winning by 47 points per game, and the Rebels were once again right on their average tonight. They beat Mason County 62-6. It's Boyle County's 27th win in a row. They are a juggernaut.
All right, we're back at it. Over now to Danville. More Friday Night Lights, and Boyle County continuing its pursuit of a second straight state title. First quarter, Rebels at the base of 12. Boomer Johnson, second man through. He's in. 12-yard scoring run. 7-0 Boyle County. And the defending state champs were out big. 62-6. Rebs at home next week hosting Lexington Catholic. The Knights winning in overtime tonight at Russell.
Across town, Boyle County coach Chuck Smith watches his team play Mason County. Boyle County up 35-0 as we start the second half, adding more when Matt Quinn carries it 9 yards for the score, and that makes it 42-0 in favor of the Rebels, who are working on a 25-game unbeaten streak. Boyle County again, Casey McCoy this time, right in front of you, scores 49-0. But yes, Boyle County's not finished yet this year. This time, that is through the air. Jeff Duggins fires and finds Matt Miller. That's going to go 38 yards for the touchdown. 55-0 there. Boyle County somehow hangs on to win 62-6.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this region final edition of our LAX 18 High School Sports Zone. I'm Ryan Lemon.
And I'm Krista Voda. The defending 2A state champion Boyle County Rebels took a 27-game winning streak into tonight's region final against Lexington Catholic.
Now, Lexington Catholic had only lost 3 times out of their last 25 games. The only problem? All 3 losses were to Boyle County.
The Rebels and the Knights going at it again for our Sports Zone Game of the Week.
Score on 3. 1, 2, 3, score!
They may not be soldiers, but this is a war. No love lost between these two teams. In fact, Boyle County defensive leader Travis Lefew was kicked out of the game for unsportsmanlike conduct. The Rebels, though, were up 18-3 at the half. When the smoke clears, Lexington Catholic comes out fighting for their lives. 1st and 15 on the 43, Jacob Doss fires to Aaron Neff. That's good for a touchdown, and it closes the gap to just 9.
You know, it's one of those things where you don't really deserve opportunities in this game. You got to make your own opportunities, and that's where they are.
The Knights have all of the momentum, and they capitalize. 2nd and goal, Doss with the keeper, and it's now a 2-point ball game. Late in the game, Boyle County with its fate in its own hands, but they fumble, and it looks like their season could be over.
I had tears in my eyes. I mean, I grabbed some of our seniors. I said, look, this is our senior year. I was like, we're not going out like this. Our last home game here to ever play here.
But the Rebels' devastating defense comes through in the clutch. Boyle County wins in a thriller. 18-16 is the final.
A lot of excitement. There's a lot of heart on both sides. I knew it was going to be like that. It was a war, and 2 great teams going at it, and you know, we just were fortunate at the end.
You can make an argument that Lexington Catholic is the best 2A team in 49 of the 50 states in America. The problem is the one they play in is Kentucky, and that one belongs to Boyle County. 28 straight wins. If they make it to 30, they've won their 2nd straight state championship. At Boyle County, Krista Voda for the LAX 18 High School Sports Zone. You know, Ryan, our hearts have to go out to Lexington Catholic. They just get so close every year and then meet up with the best team in the state every time.
You cleaned up pretty fast as well.
Yeah, it's a little chilly out there, too, tonight.
We're to the point in the Kentucky high school playoffs where the nerves really begin to churn. Those who are still alive know that a trip to the state football finals is just 2 wins away. Tonight, 2 blockbuster matchups here in Central Kentucky, and we begin with defending 2A champ Boyle County taking on Lexington Catholic. Chuck Smith's Rebels looking to run their win streak to 28 straight games. 2nd quarter, game tied at 3. Boyle's Matt Quinn gets the call, stretches it across for 6. 2-point conversion good, 11-3 Rebs. Late in the 2nd, Quinn again. Tough yards, and he's in. Boyle up 18-3 at the half. Catholic looking to get something going. So Bob Spire, what does he do? He pulls out the flea flicker. The reverse, and Clay Wolford flips it back to Jacob Doss. A wide open Aaron Neff, 35 yards for the score, 11-9 Boyle. Catholic again moving the ball, and Doss looking. He keeps takes it over from 7 yards out, 18-16 Boyle. But Boyle would hold Catholic on one last possession. The Knights turn it over on downs, and in a thriller, Boyle County 18-16. Boyle travels to Prestonsburg next Friday.
The game here is just one of many games featuring Central Kentucky teams. We could have an absolute classic brewing in Boyle County where the Rebels play Lexington Catholic. Keith Spalding is in Danville covering that game for us, and he joins us now live with more. Keith?
Thanks, John. The fans are just starting to file in here at Boyle County, where we expect the top two teams in Class 2A to meet. Of course, Boyle County undefeated. They've won 27 straight. Lexington Catholic's only lost this season to the Rebels. We expect a state championship kind of atmosphere tonight as the Rebels face the Knights.
You know, the outcome of this game can almost decide the state almost.
I wish they was another part of the state. I mean, because it would mean more at state playing games like this.
When it comes to Boyle County and Catholic in the playoffs, it often comes down to who makes the fewest mistakes.
And I don't look for any different this week. I know it'll be a close game. It'll be a hard-fought game.
Just the small little things have been out of our grasp, and if we just capitalize on those, I think we can come away with the victory. We're just going to play our game. We think we're better, and our game's good enough before. Shouldn't have a problem with it now.
So the Knights are confident going against the Rebels. Boyle County has won the last 3 straight. I'm Keith Spalding live on the frozen tundra of Robinson Field. Let's go back to John at Dunbar.
Now Boyle County and Lexington Catholic. Boyle County trying to complete back-to-back undefeated state championship seasons. The closest anyone has come to stopping that streak so far is Lexington Catholic. But in 3 tries, Boyle County has still beaten the Knights 3 times. The 4th try came tonight at Boyle County High School in Danville. Let's take a look at the highlights of this one. For Lexington Catholic, as you look, Jacob Doss back to pass for Lex Cath. Pretty pass, but is intercepted by Robbie Vonks for Boyle County. Boyle County kicks a field goal. The game is tied at 3. Later for the Rebels, on offense again, getting it started. Jeff Duggins, the quarterback, is going to hand it off to Matt Quinn. Matt Quinn going off left tackle around the left side into the end zone, scores the touchdown. Rebels lead 11-3. Later, Matt Quinn, another short touchdown run. This makes it 18-3. Boyle County leads commandingly by 15 at halftime. All right, second half. Lexington Catholic rallies. Jacob Doss passing deep, finds Aaron Neff open. In for the touchdown, 43 yards, 18-10. 4th quarter, 18-16 now. Matt Miller makes the catch, fumbles. Dane Holland recovers. Lex Cath with another chance. Driving down the field, Lexington Catholic, 4th down. Back to passes Doss, and he is down, sacked. Boyle County wins the game, 18-16. Wow, a classic there.
Good evening and welcome to this state semifinal edition of the LEX 18 High School Sports Zone.
All right, let's check it out. No one is surprised that Boyle County is 13-0.
But there are some people who are surprised that Prestonsburg is still alive here in the state semifinals.
And Krista Voda went to Prestonsburg to make sure that Boyle makes it 29 in a row.
To get to Louisville, Boyle County would have to travel 160 miles east and defeat Prestonsburg on its hostile home field. They set the tone early. A fumble recovery leads to the Matt Quinn 1-yard touchdown plunge. If you like that, you'll love this. Second quarter, Casey McCoy shows what he learned from Matt Quinn. He scores on back-to-back 1-yard touchdowns. It's 35-8 at the half. With a 27-point lead, you would think that these players would already be celebrating. Chuck Smith knows better. In fact, he just told his players that now intensity is more important than ever. Remember that hostile crowd we mentioned? Well, when flags weren't being thrown at the players, they were being thrown because of the coaches. Prestonsburg's head coach gets ejected, and when he doesn't leave, Chuck Smith has words at midfield.
People were too close to the field. It was too many fans on the sidelines interfering with the game, and I thought the officials did a really good job under the circumstances.
But words weren't the only things being thrown out. Taylor Begley sets a new national and state record for extra points in a season with 92. It wasn't always pretty, but the Rebels make it 29 straight, winning 56-8 and advancing to the state finals for the 2nd straight season.
I mean, it's a chance to go win the state ring for your school. I mean, if we come down here in a hostile environment, I mean, their fans are rough and their players are rough. I mean, they hit me. I say they're the most physical team we've played all year.
In Prestonsburg, Krista Voda, the LEX 18 High School Sports Zone.
Thank you, Krista. You know, Ryan, don't you think it's possible that 25 years from now, they'll say Boyle County was one of the greatest teams the state has ever produced?
Looking to win 30 in a row, back-to-back state championships.
I don't care who you play. Unbelievable, right?
Thanks, Jeff. On now to Class 2A, and the last game ever played at Black Cat Stadium. They call it the Pit. Boyle County bringing its 28-game winning streak to town. Boyle driving first possession. Jeff Duggins finds Boomer Johnson, who's brought down at the 1-foot line. Then Matt Quinn shoves it in, making it 7-0. John DeRossett of Prestonsburg knows that his team could be in some trouble. More Boyle and more Quinn. This guy is pretty good. Hurdling tacklers, then running over him. 26 yards. And guess what? That sets up another Boyle score. Duggins out the flat to Matt Miller. And after he breaks that tackle, he's finally dragged down at the 1. And then Quinn up and over. The route is on. Boyle County, big winner over Prestonsburg, 56-8.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the LEX 18 High School Sports Zone. I'm Alan Cutler.
And I'm Ryan Lemon. Titletown in Central Kentucky.
Oh, yeah. Two teams, Danville and Boyle County, were ready to make history. They're gone down in history as one of the greatest teams of all time. They don't just beat people, Ryan, they dominate.
Now, last year, Glasgow got ripped by Boyle County for the Class 2A state title, 29-6.
And the question is, would Glasgow be intimidated by the mighty Rebels?
Boyle County was going for their 30th win in a row. Krista Voda has the championship report.
The Boyle County Rebels returned to the field that gave them their first state championship against the very same team they'd beaten 1 year ago. And in less time than it takes to bat an eye, the Rebels opened up Glasgow's old wounds. Opening kickoff, Matt Miller takes the ball and never looks back. He cuts to the left and sees his favorite color ahead, nothing but green. Miller goes 92 yards. It takes 13 seconds for the Rebels to go up 7-0.
Oh, man, I don't know. They kicked it straight to me, and I got right up into the wedge, and then I had all the perfect blocks.
Second quarter, the Rebels go to their workhorse. Matt Quinn bulldozes his way through the line. That made it 17-0. Rebels go into the locker room up by 24. Perhaps the only blemish on Boyle's highlight reel, a third quarter Glasgow score courtesy of Randy Depp. But even in misfortune, the Rebels respond.
That's the mark of a champion right there. They'll come back, and when adversity hits and team gets a big play, you come back and you respond like a champion.
From there, Boyle County grabs control of the game and never lets go. With a 38-6 final score, the Rebels walk off the field with 30 straight wins and a second straight state championship.
It feels much better, because last year we weren't expected to win it. This year we were, so every team was gunning for us, and I'm one of the senior leaders on this team, and last year I was a role player, so it feels a whole lot better.
You guys, as a senior class, you guys are pretty close, aren't you?
We've been through the good, the bad, and now just to be able to go off together with 2 rings together, this is the greatest feeling of life.
All along, this team truly believed that they would be holding another state championship trophy here in Louisville on December 1st. Even their team motto, "Stay the course," pointed them in this direction.
And we'd watch the Patriot, and they'd come off that when they were going to war, and that's kind of like what football is for us, each and every Friday night, and so that's what we decided to pick, and that's what we've done.
We knew that we were the only person that was going to beat us this year.
Covering the 2A state championship, Krista Voda, LEX 18 Sports.
When it comes to high school football, Boyle County has been the biggest and the baddest. The defending 2A state champs looking to make it back-to-back titles, and if they could do it, their winning streak would stretch to a whopping 30 in a row. 2A title game, and the Rebels looking for a knockout punch right from the start, and they get it. Opening kickoff, watch Matt Miller. He finds a seam, and it's big-time trouble for the Scotties. Miller hardly touched. He scoots 92 yards for the score. It's 7-0. Second quarter, Matt Quinn scores on a 1-yard run. Then quarterback Jeff Duggins finds Miller in the corner. 27 yards on the pass, 24-0 at the half. And then the Rebels put it away behind the mighty Quinn. Matt Quinn gets it rumbling, and he doesn't stop, breaking all kinds of tackles before finally being dragged down at the 12. 2 plays later, Quinn goes in for the 7, and this one is history. Quinn, 177 yards on 18 carries, and Boyle County caps a 15-0 season with a dominating 38-6 win over Glasgow.
Oh, they were awesome. They've been awesome all year long, and it's hard to just do one thing against us and be successful. You got to be two-dimensional, and we knew they didn't have much of a passing game, so we were stacked up on the run, and our guys played their hearts out. I thought, it's a team effort. It's been a team effort all year long.
Well, this class is a special class. I mean, not many people win 30 games and not lose any, but we accomplished that goal, and we did it, and we're just going to be remembered hopefully around Boyle County forever.
That's something we wanted to do again this year. I mean, we want to go out on top. I mean, we want to be remembered at our school forever, and now we got 2 state championships. We will.
I'd like to say hello to all the Boyle County and Danville High School football players who should be sleeping right now, but they can't because they're too excited. The boys from Boyle County play Glasgow tomorrow in the Class 2A championship game. The Rebels beat Glasgow to win the big trophy last year, and championship rings for each player went along with it. To motivate themselves to get back to this point, the players took the rings they won from this game and put them away. When they take them out again, they hope to have another one from this year to go with it.
You know, I put mine up when the season started, I mean, because I thought it would make us more hungry. I mean, me and Travis Levy are the one that went to coach before the season started and suggested it.
It was hard putting it away, but we knew that if we wanted to be a great team, that we'd have to come out here and we'd have to do it again.
So it's the Bring Back the Rings game.
The next time you drive through Danville, the sign may read Titletown. As Jody Ambrose shows us, the Danville High and Boyle County High football teams both came home champions today.
2 high school football teams in Boyle County each came home with a trophy.
Yeah, Danville, Kentucky, Boyle County, #1.
Admirals are #1. 2 titles in town means most everyone in Danville has something to cheer about.
Well, we're going to change the name of town to Titletown. That's what's been in the paper all week.
A fitting suggestion. The Danville Admirals took the Class 1A title, and hours later, the Boyle County Rebels came home the 2A champions.
We wanted Boyle County to win, so it wouldn't be like a rivalry, but I think now that we've showed that both teams are the best.
It feels good. Everybody's supporting the Boyle County and Danville.
Fans with mixed loyalties wanted everyone to have a piece of the championship pie, but not everyone expected to get a double helping.
Everybody was sticking together, rooting for both teams. You know, it's a good thing.
And one all fans can celebrate. In Danville, Jody Ambrose, News Channel 36, on your side.
And in just about 10 minutes, John McQuiston will have complete game action from Cardinal Stadium. That's ahead on Friday Night Fever. The double victory may be just a little sweeter for Danville High School fans. The victory this year against Newport Catholic is the first time they've won a state title since 1994. This year is the 2nd year in a row Boyle County has won a championship title. Both schools called off classes today so folks could attend the big games. Fans for both Danville and Boyle County High Schools showed their support at the big game in Louisville today. As you can see, each side was decked out in their school colors. The cold weather didn't appear to affect the Rebels or Admirals' approach to cheering their boys to victory. The longtime rivals gave in a bit today. Players from each team took to the stands to cheer on the other team, like they mentioned in Jody's story.
This is the best game of my life right now. 30-0, 2 state champs.
Just sitting there, you know, thinking about what could have been. You know, we can think of what was and who we are. You know, Danville Admirals.
You are Danville Admirals and you are state champions. And I am John McQuiston. Welcome to Friday Night Fever. One town in Kentucky in the year 2000 produces 2 state championship football teams, including one, Boyle County, doing it for the 2nd time. Deja vu? It was even the same 2 teams in Class 2A as Boyle County faced Glasgow again. Matt Miller takes the opening kickoff, and the Rebels take the lead for good in the game.
Knocked them down and got our momentum going. I mean, we never stopped for the rest of the game.
You know, we was going to get after them, showed that we were explosive.
It's 10-0 when Matt Quinn takes off toward the goal line. Glasgow keeps him out of the end zone, but only for a moment. 17-0 now.
We just wanted to keep putting points on the board and keep them out of it.
And the Rebels' defense never lets up, repeatedly pounding Glasgow runners.
Coach told us before the game that don't hold nothing back, just go out and hit and hit and hit.
Another Big Quinn run sets up the last touchdown of a 38-6 triumph. Boyle County does it again.
Well, last year we weren't expected to do it. This year we were, so everybody was gunning for us every game.
You know, last year more felt like a dream than anything, and this year, you know, it just felt like it was real.
We're 30-0. It's 2 state championships now, 2 rings. It's a great feeling.
What a way to go out. That makes 2 straight years of going 15-0 for the Rebels. That's how you get to 30-0 and winning the state title in Class 2A each year.
Well, certainly a big day for football fans in Danville. Both high schools returned to class as state champions.
A huge day. I wonder how they're learning much today. Boyle County and Danville Independent both won Friday's championship games in Louisville. This is Boyle County's 2nd straight year for the AA title, the first time Danville has taken the single A crown ever. KYT's Emily Dean is in Danville right now, where both schools are celebrating. Emily, I know it has to be a very exciting day there.
It is a very exciting day, and Bill, I can guarantee there are a lot of students who are having a hard time sitting still in class today.
It's hard because, you know, we come off such an extreme high, and then you know, to have to come back to school and sit down in class and pay attention and do work, it's pretty tough.
It feels good because you get congratulated by all the students, and the teachers congratulate you, and it just feels good that you know that you just won a state championship.
Signs of a winning football season are coming down all over Danville, but spirits are still up. For the first time ever, Boyle County High School and Danville High School win separate state championships. It's the first day back to school since the big win. Players admit it's practically impossible to sit still in class today. Showing off the trophies is the name of the game today, even if Danville High School's trophy has taken a little beating.
It kind of came apart here, but that's all right. It's just a bolt and a nut, and we'll get another one. And now they talk about victory tasting sweet, and that's what they're talking about when they take a bite out of the trophy. So it's kind of become a tradition now. Every time that we win one, they take a bite out of it. So it's they truly leave a mark on the program.
Well, I tell you, a lot of these kids are just proud to be living in Danville. Got the 2 schools with brilliant winning football teams, as well as a huge debate this year. They're all really proud that to be a part of this small town that's done some extraordinary things this year. Back to you all.
Very much a rightfully proud community, no question about it. Emily, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
You're watching WTBQ News Channel 36 at 6.
Danville has changed its name to Titletown. Winning 2 football state championships is reason enough. Today, Paul Bennett paid a visit to Boyle County and Danville High, both big winners.
At Boyle County High School, the year 2000 ends with back-to-back state championships. Take it down the road to Danville High and its state football title, number 8.
We've kind of always expected to go state championship game. We've been fortunate to be able to do that about one out of every 2 years.
Danville's 23-9 victory over Newport Catholic eased the pain of losing the 98 state final. Senior free safety Brandon Baker.
Everyone's patting us on the back, telling us how good we've done this season. And after a while, when we lost to Boyle County earlier in the season, everybody was looking down on us.
For good reason. In week 3, Boyle County defeated Danville 47-0. But with 2 championships in a town of 20,000, goodwill abounds.
I'm glad that both teams did win, because, I mean, both teams really worked hard and they got it done.
With a 30-game winning streak as evidence, Boyle County has gotten the job done for the past 2 years. It hasn't always been that way.
It's like a dream come true for this school. We went from a bunch of no-names about 10 years ago when I started following Boyle County, and now we're on top of the hill.
The reason? Attitude. Boyle County coach Chuck Smith.
First came, we had to get the attitude right. We had to build the program, and the first year or so, you know, we worked. That was where our focus was.
The focus for both teams is to maintain a winning standard for a city which now calls itself Titletown. But there's still the matter of that big-time 47-0 blowout.
I like to play them again, grudge match.
Get the contract, boys, and let's make it happen. In Titletown, Kentucky, Paul Bennett, News Channel 36, on your side.
A rematch won't happen until next year. The grudge match is set for September.